going on, guys? Nando back with another video, and today we're talking about Battery Life Extended Review Edition. So this time around, rather than do a battery life review that only lasts 3 to 5 days, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and change the settings, tweak some things around, and get you guys screenshots of my battery life on my Galaxy S8 Plus that's lasted since a day before it came out, so the 20th of April until today. And at the time of this filming, May the 1st. With several tweaks throughout the process to kind of see how the phone reacted and changed to different settings. For example, the Galaxy S8 Plus allows you to change the screen resolution between a low resolution and a higher resolution, but it comes set in the middle, like a full HD resolution. So we know that by setting it much higher, we should expect less battery. By setting it lower, we should expect more battery. You know, that type of drill. So I went ahead and made those changes and took some screenshots for you guys. So please follow along, pause the video at any point to kind of analyze the chart and analyze the numbers. I'll say this much. This phone, being a flagship, only having 3,500 milliamp hour battery life, it's incredible in the battery life department. It really doesn't leave much room for improvement. Obviously, we're all going to say that the bigger the battery, the better. If we could squeeze in more milliamps, the better. But honestly, I have not had one issue with the battery life on the Galaxy S8 Plus so far. I started off using the phone with the screen resolution set on default, which is the middle setting. I started off with using Bluetooth always on. Throughout this whole process, Bluetooth has always been on. The mail sync was on for the majority of this process. NFC has been on for the majority of this process. Screen brightness has always been set to auto. So I let the phone decide for me how it wants to figure that out. What else? Let's see. Those are the main things. So auto brightness, NFC, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi has always been on. Screen resolution at least and the default, if not at the ultra setting. And through this process, my phone has averaged a full 24 hours at the very least, maybe 25 hours, with at least 5.5 hours of screen on time, with times where it's topped 6. So as of right now, this is probably the lowest my phone has gotten me in terms of battery life. I'm just going to let you guys know kind of what settings I'm going with right now. Wi-Fi's on. I have three Bluetooth devices connected. My Gear S3, the watch, my Gear Icons, the Bluetooth headset, and my Fitbit Charge. So all three of those things are connected currently. The auto brightness is on, and my phone is set to the Ultra Quad HD or whatever, the highest resolution in terms of screen display. With all of that, like I just mentioned, I've gotten 16 hours and 22 minutes of battery life currently with 19% left, and I've had a screen on time of 3 hours and 26 minutes. This has been my worst day so far. So on my worst day, I've at least gotten through almost 16 and a half hours. I still have about 20% left, and that's 3.5 hours of screen on time on my worst day. Think about that. Now, we know that Android, when we're checking our battery usage, they really break things down for us. And what I'm noticing here, at least for today, is that Android system is getting me 14% usage. That's the highest it's been since I've started using my Galaxy S8 Plus. So I don't know what's causing that, honestly. I don't know why it's so high. I do know that T-Mobile has an update available that I have pushed off to the side for the time being, because I really wanted to get you guys these battery results pre the update. Hopefully the update doesn't make it any worse. Hopefully it makes it even better. So keep that in mind. On my worst day, 20% left, almost 16 and a half hours that the battery's been on, with 3.5 hours of screen on time, NFC on, Bluetooth on, auto brightness on, Wi-Fi always on, and a lot of Bluetooth connections going. So take that in mind. Now, going through the other days, I have gotten the following. So please follow along. And like I said, feel free to pause this video to take a look. But starting, for example, with my first day, with my first full charge, I got 1 day, 12 hours, 14 minutes, with 5 hours and 51 minutes of screen on time. The next day, I had 1 day, 9 hours, 56 minutes, 8% was remaining on my battery, and I achieved 5 hours of screen on time. My third full charge, I had 8% remaining. Again, over a day with 1 day, 2 hours, 14 minutes. And again, over 5 hours with 5 hours and 1 minute. Then, 1 day, 3 hours, 2 minutes, 5 hours, and 9 minutes of screen on time with 5% battery life left. Here is where we start to switch it to a higher screen resolution. So instead of getting over 24 hours, I'm getting just below that. I'm getting 21 hours, 9 minutes, 5 seconds. In this case, I had 17% left. So I believe that 17% could have probably stretched me out another hour, hour and a half. But I did get 5 hours and 33 minutes, which I believe I would have gone over 6 hours of screen on time. The day after that, I got 19 hours. I had 14% left. And I had only 4 hours and 34 minutes. So at that point, that was the least amount of screen on time I had achieved since obtaining my Galaxy S8 Plus. Here, at this point, it gets interesting. What you're seeing here is 19 hours, 17 minutes. I had 12% left, but I had achieved 6 hours and 33 minutes. Now, my screen resolution at this point was at the highest setting it can go. However, I had turned off auto sync in regards to my email. So I was manually fetching for my emails, and I noticed that that was able to push out a little over an hour more of screen on time. Noticeable difference by tweaking that setting. The next day, 13 hours of battery usage, which gave me 18% left. Snapchat was using a little bit more power, so maybe it was going a little rogue. But I had obtained another 6 hours and 36 minutes of screen on time. And that is where we're at as of right now. So, like I said, I hope this type of testing is useful to you guys. This spanned over 7 days. Keep in mind that a lot of these battery life screenshots, my phone lasted more than 24 hours. And because of that, it's a little difficult to obtain, daily screenshots, because I'm not trying to, just pile up the screenshot. I'm trying to see how much battery life, honestly, I can get with my phone before I'm charging it again, which makes it very difficult because then I'm going to work with a phone that's at 20%, 15%, all just so I can give you guys a real world usage example. I hope that when you've watched these type of battery review videos with me here, that you guys understand that this is not a preconditioned test. This is not something that I'm just going to be looping in the background. These are real world scenarios. Real world decisions, whether or not it's important to turn on NFC, whether or not sync for emails and this or that, or even your photos is worth it, whether you should decide if having a little bit better resolution is worth it versus having a little bit better battery. In my case, having better screen resolution didn't hurt my battery life. Matter of fact, it stayed at about the same in terms of screen on time. It got a little bit worse in terms of overall battery life. But then, couple that with turning off email sync, and then I was not only able to keep my phone at a high screen resolution, but I was able to eke out another hour, hour and a half of screen on time, and that didn't cost me any overall battery life. So, in terms of the battery life for the Galaxy S8 Plus, solid, amazing, no issues, incredible. Yes, there are phones with better battery life out there, but those phones tend to have lesser features, overall slower processors, and overall a much inferior screen with much less resolution. For example, the Moto G5 Plus. So you guys can rest assured that if you're going to get the Galaxy S8 Plus, I'm speaking about the Plus, I'm assuming the regular is also pretty solid, but if you're going to get the Plus with the 3500 milliamp hour battery life, no issues, no qualms. The only complaint I can even come up with in regards to the battery life department is I wish the phone charged as fast as the OnePlus 3T or the Huawei Mate 9. Those turbo chargings are fantastic, but hey, that's me nitpicking and looking for a reason to complain. Other than that, no issues. So hopefully this video was useful to you guys. Please thumbs up if it was. Let me know in the comment section below what kind of screen on time you're getting with whatever phone you're getting. And you know, if you have any other recommendations in terms of battery life reviews for future reviews, let me know. I'll look into it and maybe applying those type of measurements into my reviews. Other than that, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. It is free. You're not getting charged to subscribe, but you do get notified when I drop a video, and I plan on doing so regularly. And I've got a lot more videos on the Galaxy S8 Plus coming up, and hopefully you find them useful, and hopefully you've enjoyed them as much as I've enjoyed making them for you. That's all I got for you guys in this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. It's Nando. Peace.